No, you don't need the.
I'm doing this my way. He a legend, he a legend, he a legend. He a legend, he a legend, he a legend.
Talking on it though, then
He
you
a
can't put it
legend.
up later.
Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of Item. Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of Item.
What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and in today's video we're going to do a recap and a preview for tomorrow. Quick reminder, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a $500 giveaway once I hit 1,000 subscribers, so please help me out. Share this with whoever. Just 25, pretty simple. And I think that there will be some other things in store once I hit 1,000 subscribers as well. But basically, we're just going to go through some of the games from today and then take a look at what's going to be happening tomorrow. So first up in the LPL, we had EDG up against JDG. EDG was a minus 200 favorite, which is pretty insane. JDG won that 2-0. In Discord, my pick was JDG, so we're 1-0 on that. Next up, we had RNG against FPX. RNG lost the first game, won second game and third game, minus 588. Pretty huge favorites. It would have been a large upset if they lost. Next up, in the LCK, we had Sandbox against Guangdong Freaks. I expected KF to win. They lost to a plus 300 dog, which is pretty surprising. And then T1 beat Nongshim. In the second game, they gave up Dragon Soul, and I think they still won. Also, Keria played Yasuo support because of Senna. Those are the kinds of things that we're talking about where, Keria is a different type of player. There are other players out there who will have unique picks when their team is focused on getting Senna into their drafts. So watch out for teams that play Senna. There will be teams that only play Senna with Tahm Kench, and there will be other teams that think Senna is very strong and are willing to play multiple supportive champions, which is really the correct way to do it, in my opinion. Always look for a little bit more of an edge. Then in the LEC, Vitality lost their first game, so I guess Haru is not the savior that everyone kind of hoped for. So Mad Lions won that one, and we talked a little bit about Mad Lions, Niski being a better fit for that team. I think Vitality had a lead in that game and just kind of threw it away. SK Gaming, slight favorite over BDS. They won that one. XL was a slight favorite over Misfits. That's pretty insane to me. I think that Misfits is probably a little bit better of a team long term. They have a new top laner. Maybe it takes them some time. But, I don't think it's time to adjust anything yet. Then G2 beat Astralis, which was expected. And Rogue lost to Fnatic. So Fnatic, slight dog, picked up the small upset, but in reality, I think almost everybody has them both as top 3 teams. Then we have the LCS. So EG beat Cloud9. Cloud9 had a backup bot lane, C9 King and Destiny. So Sven and Berserker were not playing. Somebody said that Berserker might have visa problems. I don't know what's going on with that. That's pretty upsetting. We'll see what actually happens with that as time goes on. I didn't hear the actual news for that one. Then we had Golden Guardians against Flyquest. I had Flyquest in Discord. Golden Guardians and Flyquest pretty similar in terms of power level, in my opinion. But I slightly favored Flyquest. And then we had 100 Thieves against TSM. I was picking the TSM upset. It looked like they were going to get there. They had a pretty big lead in the early game. They were up 3,000 gold. That's the kind of gold lead that you should be converting. There were some questionable things about draft, in my opinion, especially on the durability patch. I'm surprised they picked Rumble, but they must think that Rumble is a good champion right now, just in general. I know it's a Huni special, but I think they first rotationed it. That gave 100 Thieves the opportunity to pick a lot of champions that don't get locked down in Jarvan's ultimate. So like Jarvan and Rumble combination wasn't as powerful as it could be or should be. Then the game that just ended was Team Liquid against Immortals. Team Liquid, obviously a huge favorite, slapped Immortals. It was complete dumpster fire. Unlucky first game for Kenvi. They talked about it a lot on the cast about how it's tough to go up against that level of a team in your first match. But that's that's what it is playing professional League of Legends. So let's talk about the rest of the games that will be happening tomorrow. So we have V5 against LGD. Obviously, V5 is a huge favorite. I think that Xiaolong Bao is playing instead of Karsa. I don't know why. They might have backup jungle, backup mid because of visa issues and everything. Like if you're going to play a backup mid laner, since Rookie's gone, maybe they're just saying might as well get the backup jungler in there as well. Both get them some time on stage. Top Esports against Invictus Gaming. Invictus had an upset previously. I don't think that I'd really want to pick them against Top Esports. I think maybe plus 1.5 games is fine. But Top Esports, huge favorite, and they deserve to be. Then we have Weibo Gaming, big favorite over World Elite. I mean, I'm not going to pick World Elite for the upset. They are making some roster changes, though. They're going from Xie to Shanks, and then they brought in SMLZ, which I think is a mistake. I don't think SMLZ is anything special, and he is not going to be a long-term solution at AD carry, so that's kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. Let's go to the LCK. So we actually have a 5-game slate tomorrow, LPL LCK for DraftKings. That's interesting. You can probably get some discounts on V5. I'm not sure if that's going to be a very bloody matchup, though. That would be the concern in that one. So have to think about that a little bit later. Then we have Genji against Homolife. Genji, huge favorite. They should be. I'm not playing Homolife against Genji. DRX against Fredit Brion. This is the kind of game that, I like DRX and I never pick Fredit Brion. So, I'm obviously on DRX. If Fredit Brion wins, would I be shocked? No, because DRX is the type of team who plays pretty well against the upper teams in terms of keeping it close, but then they also play poorly against the teams that are beneath them. So I'd be a little afraid. Probably Fredit Brion plus 1.5 for the emotional hedge. That's that. Then in the LEC, we have BDS against Astralis. BDS lost to SK Gaming. That was a pretty close match. Astralis lost to G2. I could see myself just picking Astralis straight up. They probably didn't look as competitive as BDS just because they were playing a better team. I don't think that they should really be an underdog. They are very similar teams. I don't think I'd want to put a real life bet on it. I'm not going to bet 110 to win 100. But in terms of picking a side, I'd pick the Astralis side for the picks. Mad Lions against SK Gaming. I think that Mad should be able to deal with SK. Elyoya is just better than Gilius. That's going to be the main matchup. I don't expect SK Gaming to be able to do much against Mad Lions. But I think last split they beat them twice. Not that it carries over or anything like that. But maybe there is something there. I doubt it. Probably just play Mad Lions. Don't think too much about it. Then we have Vitality against Misfits. I'm playing my Vitality again. There's not much I can do about that. I'm on Vitality kind of in perpetuity, especially coming off of a loss. Misfits also coming off of a loss. I'm still going Vitality, though. Fnatic against XL. So this is probably a closer matchup than plus 190. Almost lost my voice there. But still favor the Fnatic side. Obviously, that's the side that I'd want to be on. XL coming off of... which I'm surprised it's not viewed as a better win against Misfits. But that's basically that. Until we start seeing some big problems from the upper teams, you kind of just have to play them in the beginning of the split. And then we have Rogue against G2. I'm happily on Rogue. I've said I think that G2 is overrated because of winning Spring and MSI, doing pretty well at MSI compared to everyone besides LPL and LCK. So that's basically it. Not a ton of good upset spots tomorrow in the LEC, LPL, or LCK. Let's go to the LCS. So Dig CLG is going on right now. The first game tomorrow is Cloud9 against Golden Guardians. If Cloud9 has their backup bot lane, I think that you probably want to play Golden Guardians at plus 150. I don't know whether or not Berserker is going to be able to play tomorrow. Team Liquid against Dignitas, that's an easy Team Liquid spot. Evil Geniuses against 100 Thieves, that's an easy Evil Geniuses spot for me. 100 Thieves is not that good. They are a top 4 team in the LCS. I wish that EG was actually listed as the favorite. I'm kind of surprised that they're not. I think that in the top lane, Impact against some days just completely even. Inspired against Closer is really matchup dependent. They're both good players. Jojo Pyun against Abadaga, again, that's matchup dependent. In the bot lane, I wonder what Evil Genius is going to do. Also, they swapped out their coaches. They swapped their coaches. The assistant coach is the head coach, and the head coach is the assistant coach. So we might still get horrible drafts. There was at least one thing about the draft today that I didn't like, but they ended up pulling it out, so couldn't be too critical. I think that with that draft, if they did something like that against 100 Thieves, that's going to be a problem, and those are the kinds of things that are upsetting for an Evil Geniuses supporter. It just seems like their coaches are not very good. TSM against CLG. I wish TSM wasn't a minus 170 favorite, but that seems right to me. I don't want to bet it at minus 170, but this is the kind of this is one of those games that kind of justifies me betting them to make the playoffs. That's my way of getting money onto TSM. I'd rather play for that instead of picking and choosing every game that I think they have a chance to win. So I will not be betting that, but TSM is the side that I prefer. I hope that CLG just kind of crashes and burns with the whole Dokla and Jenkins situation. Then the last game, we have Flyquest against Immortals. I don't think that I want to play Immortals in this game, but I think that I will want to play them at some point next week. I think that Immortals will probably lose this game, probably lose against TSM, and then hopefully next week there's a good opportunity to bet on them. That's basically it. I don't want to have too many definitive statements or comments on the meta because we're still seeing it kind of formulate. The one thing I will say is that during the broadcast, they were talking about how the game is slower now. The game is not slower now. The options to be aggressive in the early game are still available to players. It's just that they will work less often. But what's happening is that since they work less often in the minds of the players, they're not making those aggressive plays. We see teams that are the best in the world play aggressively in the early game when there is an advantage. If they draft for late game, yes, they're going to try to scale for late game because there's no reason to increase the variance by making a risky or suboptimal play in the early game. But if you are the better team and you drafted a more aggressive team, you're still allowed to play that style of League of Legends. The way to exploit that is by utilizing the draft and being more flexible in the draft, pivoting during the draft. So like pick more flexible champions at the beginning that don't completely show your hand in terms of what your goals are for the match, but then always have a champion or two in your pocket that can kind of flip a draft on its head. I forget what the exact saying is, but that's basically it. Not a super long video today. Just wanted to kind of do a quick recap and give out my picks for tomorrow. Again, I'm going to do a $500 giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm about 25 away. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to share it on Twitter and everything like that, so retweets are appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.